Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Drifter Travel Pack from Sitka. And I absolutely love watching YouTube videos where people walk through their bag and EDC setups. One of the ones that I saw recently was from Jack Carr, who is the author of the Terminal List series of books. And in his videos, the bag that he called out as using most regularly is this one, the Drifter Travel Pack, which I hadn't really heard of. So I was very curious to see, what features the bag had to offer and how it compared to some of the other popular bags that we featured on the channel. And so in this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience testing it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and if you stick around until the end of the video, I'll also be talking about how you can actually win this bag. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. And so before jumping into the bag itself, I wanted to give a little bit more background on Jack Carr and the video of his that I watched. If you're not interested in watching this portion of the video, you can jump ahead using the time codes in the description below. And so Jack Carr is a former US Navy SEAL who is the author of the Terminal List series of books, where he has, his protagonist, James Reese, who's on a mission of revenge. I don't want to go too much into the plot in case, you want to kind of read that for yourself. And I'm always curious to kind of get into the mindset of people who have lived in, combat environments and been under extreme situations. One of the interesting things about the book in particular, given Jack's Navy SEAL experience, is that, he spends a lot of time really focusing on the gear that the characters use, which I think is really interesting. As somebody who's a reviewer and loves just playing around with a lot of this type of gear, I appreciate how much effort he puts into that, and it kind of shows how meticulous he is about what he carries and the usefulness that it offers him. And the video that he did walking through the bag, it was also great to see what items he loaded into his bag, why he loaded them a particular way. There was even some tips that I took away from the video. So just a really interesting walkthrough from somebody who's had, a very interesting sort of background experience and has been probably in a lot of situations that I might not be exposed to, and so always something that I could learn, and that was a big part of why I was curious to try this bag out. Okay, so getting back to the bag, starting off with the aesthetic, to me the bag is a pretty modern and minimal vibe, definitely more subdued than I would have expected for a Navy SEAL, but it makes sense when you really think about, kind of having something that blends into a variety of situations without drawing a lot of attention to the type of gear that you might be carrying. So very simple, not technical. There's not a ton of straps or pockets all throughout, which makes it a very versatile look that's going to work well whether you're taking this into a more professional setting, exploring a city, or traveling. As far as the materials, the bag feels solidly built. The exterior is a 450D ripstop nylon, and it also seems to have this kind of TPU laminate on it that's going to give it plenty of weather resistance. It really feels like this bag is going to be able to handle rain well, and it keeps it pretty lightweight. It doesn't feel super heavy when it's not loaded out. And then you also have some nice YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the bag, I was happy to see that there is an external water bottle pocket. It offers a pretty decent amount of space. I was able to easily fit the 20-ounce water bottle that I normally have with me. I was also able to fit in a 26-ounce Yeti Rambler, so the compartment has some nice elasticity to give you flexibility with what you can store, and then that also helps keep the pocket close to the bag when it's not in use. On the side of the bag, you have a carrying handle if you want to hold this like a briefcase, and you also have a handle near the top. They're not the same fabric. The one at the top is a little bit thinner and simpler, whereas the one on the side is a more kind of seatbelt-like material. It's a little more padded, so it's going to be pretty comfortable to carry this into an office meeting or something like that if you don't want to wear it on your back. Rounding out the exterior of the bag, on the front you have the Sitka logo, which is a little bit more prominent than I would have expected given the more minimal and subdued nature of the bag. It's not huge, but you can definitely kind of see that it's there, so it might have been nice to have it down lower on the corner or something like that. The bag is also offered in a few different colors. So maybe the combination of different fabrics and logo colors might make it a little less prominent. So that's just kind of a personal nitpick that I have. Moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 25 liters, which is a really versatile size in my opinion. I was easily able to hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me, and I still had some leftover space for longer days or if I wanted to use this for minimal travel. And I like that even when the bag is a little bit more packed out, it never felt overly big or bulky, which made it great for navigating crowded areas jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto most domestic or international airlines. Taking a look at the straps and the back paneling, so far the bag has been pretty comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented here. They have a pretty decent amount of padding. It's soft, comfortable right out of the box. On the inside, it has a breathable mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. And then the straps also have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. And you also have an adjustable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. Moving into the back paneling, this has also been pretty comfortable. You have plenty of padding that's well distributed all throughout the back. And this also seems to have kind of an interesting fabric. It's not the same mesh that's on the straps, but it does feel like it will provide some breathability. There's also ridges on the padding itself, and then you also have a little bit of elevation here to create an air channel that's going to provide some airflow and ventilation while you're walking around throughout the day. One thing that might have been nice, given the more travel focused nature of the bag, would have been to have seen maybe a luggage pass through here so that you could rest this on a suitcase. If you had an additional bag with you, you could potentially use the handle that's on the side to kind of place that over the suitcase. I don't know if that would be great for the longevity of the handle itself, as it was probably not intended to be used that way, but due to the size of the handle, you could probably do that in a pinch. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag has a nice variety of pockets without feeling overwhelming. Starting off on the front, you have a nice quick access pocket with a tall vertical zipper. These are always great so that you can swing the bag around and grab whatever you need without having to take it all the way off. No internal organization in this compartment, so things can tend to slide down towards the bottom. Just something you want to keep in mind, but a good amount of volume for the items that I typically want to grab regularly. So in this pocket, I have things like my sunglasses, and then I have tin with band-aids and ointment. I have a headlamp, which I've been carrying more and more as of late. That's one of the items that Jack Carr called out in his video. Then I have an external battery to keep my phone charged on the go, and I also have a lightning cable to charge my phone. Next up, we have a larger kind of admin area that has some internal organization. Before talking about the compartment, one thing that I wanted to call out from the video that I watched from Jack Carr's walkthrough, which I thought was a cool tip, is that he always keeps the zipper pulls on these zippers that go down up at the top so that it's very easy to access the compartment whenever you need to. So all of his zippers are always in the same position. And I know that that can get tricky depending on the bag if you have long zipper pulls that can kind of get tangled up. And this is something that I tried to do subconsciously, I think, so that I'm not always fumbling to remember where different pockets zippers are. But after seeing it kind of called out so explicitly, it's something that I'm a little more intentional with, and I think about a lot more with the bags to just make it easier to get in and out when I place the bag down and I want to grab something. This is a top-loading compartment, so it doesn't open fully flat, but it does have zippers that go down far enough so that you can easily see into the full volume of the bag. And I like that this compartment goes all the way down, so you can take advantage of this to hold bulkier items or taller items that you still grab regularly during the day. So this will be great for, your jackets, your gloves, a hat, pouches. I have a few kind of different accessories just floating around that didn't fit into the pockets. So a manicure set, deck of cards, but then I also have a Go Ruck shadow pocket to just kind of show again that pouch situation use case. If you're traveling, your toiletries could maybe fit in there comfortably. So a nice amount of space. And then on the back, you have some slip pockets that are an elastic mesh. So you have some flexibility with what you can store. It'll handle some bulkier items well. What I have in the first one here is my GoPro. Next to that, you have a smaller slot. That's a good spot for a pen or a stylus. I currently have the Ridge Bolt Action Pen, one of my favorites, also for fidgeting purposes. And then next to that, you have a slightly smaller compartment, still similar material. In this one, I just have my Apple Magic Mouse, but a good spot for maybe a hard drive, portable battery. And then up at the top, you have one additional zippered pocket that's gonna be great for smaller accessories. And so what I have in here is my Apple AirPods. I also have a little tripod that I've been carrying as of late, and the fork and spoon carabiner that I've been tossing into my bag. And then you also have a little lanyard with a plastic clip that's gonna be a good spot to attach something like your keys or a multi-tool. The next area that we're going to be taking a look at is the laptop compartment. So this has a dedicated laptop area, and it has a pretty big zipper, which I like. Makes it very easy to access this. So You can get it from the top, you can get it from the side if you open it all the way up. So very easy access. You have a nice amount of padding in this compartment, and there's also a soft kind of fleece lining on the inside to help prevent against scratching. One thing I will call out about the compartment is that it is not suspended off the bottom of the ground. There is some padding to the bottom of the bag, but when I place my laptop down, if I let it go, I can feel kind of that thump that makes my heart stop a little bit. So kind of wish that there had been just a little bit more that had been pulled up. But you do have a lot of space in this compartment. Definitely a 15 or 16 inch laptop. Currently what I have here is my 13 inch MacBook Air, which fit in there very easily. And then with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at that fleece lining. And it just is a pretty wide compartment, so it's gonna be easy to use a case with your laptop, or if you have a larger laptop, it should be able to fit in there comfortably. It was interesting to see in Jack Carr's video, he uses a protective case with his laptop. I think it also has some sort of bulletproof plate for extra self-defense. Not something that I typically carry with me, but just goes to show how much space this compartment actually has. And although I wish it had been suspended to give just a little bit more peace of mind, it still feels like it's gonna keep your device pretty well protected throughout your adventures. The last area that we're gonna be taking a look at is the main compartment. This does have a suitcase style opening, which I always find to be a little bit interesting for day-to-day use. I tend to leave the zippers at the top, as I was mentioning earlier, and then I can reach in and kind of treat this like a top-loading bag. But then for traveling, as this is the travel pack, it makes sense that it would have a wider opening to make it easier to kind of pack and see everything that you have in the bag. So it has this kind of larger main volume that's gonna be the spot where you would place your clothes or larger items. It has a zippered mesh sort of divider, which can help keep everything in place. This can get in the way a little bit when you're using it as a daily bag, so I tend to leave this open so that I can just grab my stuff. I have it closed here to just kind of show it for the video, but it's a pretty elastic fabric that kind of molds around the items that you have, and it can be convenient for travel use. So your mileage may vary, but still at 25 liters of capacity, I was able to hold the bulkier items that I typically like to carry with me. It still wasn't completely packed, so I had some additional space if there was something else that I wanted to take. Diving into what I have here at the moment, I have my packable rain jacket, then I have my Beat Studio wireless headphones, I have my DJI Mavic Mini with its hard shell case, and then I also have the Evergoods Civic Access pouch with my tech and EDC items. And the last thing that I have in here at the moment is my Levitate portable standing desk. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. So a pretty simple layout here, no compression straps or anything like that, which gives you plenty of flexibility to take advantage of this space and use it for minimal travel. I was able to easily fit my larger compressible packing cube, a DOP kit, and an extra pair of shoes and use this for a weekend trip. And then on the lid of the main compartment, you just have an additional mesh slip pocket that's a little bit taller. This would be a great spot to maybe separate out your shoes or just put toiletries or additional kind of clothing items. In my case, as a daily bag, I ended up using this as a place to hold some of the taller or flatter accessories that I would carry with me. So I have a full-size moleskin notebook, also a great spot for my tablet. So very simple, and it just stays out of the way if you don't want to use it. So in general, I like the simple layout on the space offered in this main area and just all the features throughout the rest of the bag. Very versatile, it feels durable, and if you're looking for a comfortable, weather-resistant bag that can be used for your day-to-day or minimal travel, then this is gonna be a really great option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Sitka Drifter Pack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company site or on Amazon for about $170, which definitely isn't cheap. You are, however, getting a well-built bag that has a nice feature set. And the great news is that you can actually win this bag that I featured in the review. I've been wanting to do more giveaways. That's one of my goals for 2023, and I thought this would be a great one to kind of kick my giveaway series off with. I really enjoyed using the bag. I think it's really versatile, and I think a lot of people watching this video would really enjoy having this bag to kind of use for their day-to-day. If you want to enter the giveaway, I've included a link in the description below where you can sign up. I'll be running the contest until the end of January and be announcing a winner. Early February, I'll make sure that this gets shipped out. Because I am handling all of the shipping costs and logistics, I'm gonna be keeping it to the US for this giveaway. Handling the international customs fees and logistics, that it's something that I'm not super familiar with just yet. But hopefully later in the year I'll be working on some giveaways that are a little bit of a broader geography, so keep an eye out for those. So definitely excited to see what everybody thinks about the giveaway. Let me know in the comments what your favorite features of the bag are, or what you would plan on using it for if you were to win. And also any other bags that you would be particularly excited about seeing as part of a future giveaway. And while we're talking about other bags, I'll just quickly walk through some of the bags that I thought through while I was testing this out. The first one that came to mind is the Cotopaxi Alpha 28, which we featured a while back on the channel, but it's still, a really versatile 28-liter travel pack, so it's a little bit more of a minimal bag. It's close in size to this. One of the things that reminded me a lot about this one is that it also has a suitcase style opening, which is what makes it great for kind of packing for travel. It also has a similar rugged, weather resistant material. It's got plenty of space, comfortable harness system, a pretty simple but effective organizational layout. And Cotopaxi is a well-known brand in the travel space, really durable bags. And so if you're looking for something kind of like this that's gonna be a little bit more travel focused, then that's gonna be a great option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Air City Pack Pro, which has been one of my favorite tech and EDC bags that has come out as of late. Very versatile and solidly built bag. It has some great weather resistance, lots of pocketing all throughout for all of your tech essentials. It's got a great laptop compartment that's suspended, well padded. It has a clamshell style opening, so it's a little bit different than the suitcase style opening that this has, but still makes for very easy packing and organization. Super comfortable harness system. The bag is going to come in at a slightly higher price range, but you do get a lot of value for that additional cost. So, just an excellent bag, pretty similar in size. It's maybe slightly smaller. So if you're looking for something that is tech focused and is maybe going to work a little bit better for EDC or for an office setting, that's going to be a fantastic bag to check out. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Pack Series 2, which is really versatile due to its ability to expand and compress, so it can work very well as a slimmer daily bag, and then you can open it up if you want to use it for a little bit of longer term travel. It can actually get pretty big. It has a large suitcase style opening where you can toss in your clothes, and then you can still use all of the front organization for your tech and any other essentials that you need to carry. It has a good laptop compartment. It's comfortable to wear. It's got a little bit more of a professional style, so it's going to be excellent for work travel. And yeah, it just kind of tries to be the best of both worlds, and it does a pretty good job, in my opinion, of giving you that versatility of a bag that you can use in a lot of different situations. So kind of like this one, very versatile. And if you're looking for something that's going to give you just a little bit more space while still working very well as a daily bag, then that's going to be a fantastic option to take a look at. With that being said, the Drifter Travel Pack holds up pretty well against all those options, and if you're looking for a weather-resistant, durable, and spacious bag that's going to be able to work well across a variety of situations, this is going to be a solid bag to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the bag, and if there's any other similar bags on the market that you think that I should feature on the channel in the future. If you have those suggestions, as always, please let me know in the comments below. And I want to thank you as always for watching and supporting the channel. Make sure to enter the giveaway. That's something that I'm really excited to do more of this year, and get your feedback on how that goes. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like, subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.